Okay.
One more thing before you keep going. I'm going to record this session since my dad can't log in. So if you want to watch the video after, you guys all have this access. So I'm recording, so you guys all have this afterwards. Please go ahead.
All right. Oh, Stephen, you there?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So just very general stuff, like what's the year end for Mee Yin?
No, October 30th.
Okay. Okay. And then on a month-to-month basis, like how are you tracking everything? Or do you not do it month to month?
Okay. In the past, I used to enter the income expenses and then submit to Tony Wong. But
Okay.
now what I do is I do it yearly. So at something like December, and I'll take bank statement by texting to her worker, to his worker called Denise, and then I will write down on the item what is it for, San Francisco income, Santa Monica income, and what is it for, and then she does the rest for me. So she does the books once
Okay.
a year.
So Denise basically does the books for you. You send her the bank statements, and then she matches everything to kind of what you send her.
Yes, so I have to write down what is it for, why is it. So I only do it once a year for her.
Okay. Okay.
Mr. So is Denise an employee of Tony Wong?
Yes, she works for Tony Wong.
Okay.
Okay. And do you know if they use QuickBooks? Because it looks like the report they sent was a QuickBooks report for you.
Yeah. Yes,
It is QuickBooks?
they use Quick.
Okay. Okay. And you say you talk to her once a year. You send her this once a year?
Yeah, usually once a year. And if she has questions, she'll call me.
Okay. Okay. So the process right now is when you get rent, you just put it in the bank, right?
Normally, these days, the tenant put it into the Mee Yin bank account, Chase Bank, so I
Okay.
could see it anytime I want.
Okay, excellent. And then do you have like a separate credit card or checkbook or something that you use just for Mee Yin stuff in Chase?
Yes, we have a credit card for Mee Yin. We do. We have one or two.
Okay. And is that the only way you spend money on the Mee Yin account is either through the credit card or through checks?
Now mostly credit card, but sometimes Stephanie do the things in Santa Monica, like paying whatever. She just sell them the money, and then we could see
okay.
in the bank statement every month.
Okay. Okay. Excellent. Okay. So
hold on. So Mr. So go the credit card statements. Do you also go by line item to Denise, or is it just more like here's October's?
No, normally when I use something, I will sometimes use my credit card. So what I do is that I write down what is that for, and then I'll present to Denise that those are the expenses.
Okay.
But so how does anybody reconcile the credit card then? Like does Denise get the credit cards as well for the expenses?
No, normally no one audits it. I'll just write down what use it for, and then write it down, and then pay to the credit card from Mee Yin Chase account.
Okay. Okay. So the books are closed in October.
Yeah.
And then I'm assuming it's cash basis, right? It's not accrual basis. Do you know what accrual basis means?
I think it's cash basis.
Cash basis.
Yeah, it's cash
okay.
basis if it's based on the bank statement.
Okay.
Mm.
So then Tony or Denise is responsible for closing the book. Does she give you something at the end of the year, at the end of for October? every year?
Well, normally I send her all the bank statement, and then she'll just do the tax return.
Okay, so she does a tax return. She doesn't do the actual books. Okay.
I'm sure she does something, but I just let her do tax return, and then I'll just file it.
Okay.
But she doesn't give you like a fiscal year 2024. Mee Yin made this much money on a accounting book, right? Like you don't see any monthly reports. It's just like it's mainly for tax.
No, I don't. But if I ask her, I'm sure she'll give me a yearly summary or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, what is the rationale for the October year-end closing rather than a year-end till December?
It's been done for years. So year-end is October 30th for Mee Yin.
Right. I know. How come in the beginning you guys chose October instead of December?
No, it's been passed on to me from Uncle Daniel. So it's a date that we use for 30, 40 years. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's just kind of odd that you would do that because if you're tax basis and you report on taxes, then it should be like 12/21 is the common easy way to do it.
It's moot now.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it can always be changed later on, but yeah. Okay. Okay. So just to kind of thank you for that. That's very helpful information. Are we allowed to talk to Denise at some point?
I'm sure. So if you want to, I could just tell Denise, hey, my nephew is going to talk to you. Can you talk to him? I'm sure there'll be no problem.
Okay. All right. That sounds great.
Uncle Stephen, do they charge us hourly or is it just like an annual engagement? Hey, tax return is 5,000.
So at the end of the year, after tax return, they just send me a bill. I just send them sell them the money.
Okay.
All right.
We'll try to keep the talk to a efficient time. Maybe we talk to them.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. So let's move on to number 2, the assets and liability.
Mm.
So the risk is that there is assets that are not recorded, right, on the books, on the tax book side. A lot of times tax books, whatever, if it's written off, they actually don't record it anymore. It's kind of written off like bad debt or whatever. So it doesn't even show up on the financial statements anymore. Are there anything like that you know?
Well, the assets we have are the mostly properties and bank account. We have Chase Bank, and also we have a big chunk of money in swap. They are in either treasury, CDs and stuff. Also loans to Sam, Sarah, and a guy called Kenny. Yeah, and we don't have any liability. All have been paid for. Yeah.
Okay. So
all
there's
those
nothing.
loans recorded in LA County, and they have been paying monthly mortgage and go to the Chase Bank account. And each year, I have to submit something to Denise that how much interest they paid, how much principal they pay. Denise knows that.
Okay. So does Mee Yin send like a 1099 or anything like that?
So far, Mee Yin have 1099 for me. No. W2 to me and Becky, and so far we didn't do a 1099.
Okay, so you guys are W2, so you're considered employees, right? Right. So my question is, because of the notes that you lend out, right?
Yeah.
You get the interest is income to you, right?
Yes.
So in theory, you're supposed to send to Sam and Sarah a 1099 INT.
I do send out 1099 to Sam and Sarah in the name of Mee Yin. Yes,
Okay,
I do.
Good. Excellent. And then, okay, so from your recollection, from what you remember, so there's no like fully depreciated assets that is not on the books, right? So like, let's say a an example like old car that already paid off, written off,
Oh,
and
yeah. The car may be fully appreciated because all of them are more than 5 years now. All of them are 6, 7, 8 years. Is it 5 years for car for depreciation?
Yes, I think that's what
generally,
we looked. I think it was
yeah.
5 years. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So
Yeah,
is there
they're all
other, yeah. So
okay.
that's the thing that we're trying to see if there's something out there like like an old car. It's still maybe has residual value, but on the books it has no value, so it doesn't is no longer on the books, right? Or like maybe some stock warrants or something that is out of the money. So
Mm.
it's no longer there. You just kind of written it off, right?
This
or
I have to ask Denise, yeah, because in general the tax return are so long. Whatever they do, I just sign it. I don't really take a good look at any all depreciated asset. I do not.
I think Denise
After.
will know better, Cal.
Okay. Do you remember if there was any bad debt that was ever written off?
No. So far, it's a guy, Kenny. I only have $500,000, but we have vacant land as collateral. And now he's in process of getting back and to pay back Mee Yin. So he has not paid anything, but it's not bad debt, but we do have collateral on the piece of land.
Okay. And this loan with Kenny, it's all papered, right? Like it's lawyers and everything, or is it like a handshake kind of thing?
Yeah, everything's recorded in the county, and we do have collateral on that.
Okay. Do you have first lien on it?
Say again?
Do you have first lien on the collateral, or is it?
Oh yes, first we are number one. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Cal, I'm
So-
sorry to interrupt on that particular thing. I before Dad went to China, I think in November, he gave me a lot of documents and where to find it. When I come back from my trip, I could buy a scanner and digitize all of it, so we all have it. So that's something we can do.
Okay.
Hey, actually, I have a question. You guys going to Joshua's wedding? Maybe since we are all there, maybe we sit down, will be much easier. Anything that we need to talk about, we can talk now, but later on, if we more things we can talk about in San Francisco if you are going.
Yeah, I plan to go.
I will be there.
Yeah.
Melvin will be there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
that's
we
in
can-
July.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So I think hopefully 3 months from now we've made good progress and then we can meet live for like half an hour. That'd be cool. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I just
Yeah,
think that
that
the
will
time
be
is very short because we're coming in Friday, leaving Sunday kind of thing.
I'm sure we have time for 1 hour or two, sit down
Yeah.
together.
Okay.
Mm.
So the other question is on the liability side, right? Is there any of Mee Yin's assets that are collateral for something else?
No, not do I know of. Everything is paid off.
Right, but is there like something else? Like I know, like I remember my dad used to tell me that the Lau family used to do something where this apartment is going to be collateral for this loan that's going to go buy this apartment, and then they go on and on and on. And so, but collateral, you don't report it on your liabilities, like because it's not actual liability until they actually, take it from you. So, but collateral is usually reported on the financial statements. If a financial statement is made, it's in the notes of the financial statement. So, I just that's the question for me out there is any of the properties collateral for something else that we don't know about, that maybe Lau family did something in Hong Kong and
I
said,
know
oh, we
of.
have this.
No, I know of. Yeah.
None that you know of. Okay. All right. Excellent. Are there any verbal agreements that could lead to future liability?
No.
Okay. Any verbal agreements that could lead to future disagreements with a partner or something? Like, does any of these assets have partnerships with somebody else that is kind of unclear?
No.
No. Okay. Good. Excellent.
Seems pretty clean.
Yeah. Are there any commitments, like financial commitments to something, maybe a pledge to something, or like, pledge to the church, or some other thing that might be in here that we don't know?
We don't have pledge, but we donate about how much? About $2,000 a month to Christian charity, something like that. Sort of automatic transfer, but we don't pledge anything.
Okay. All right. Great. Okay. So as far as you know, there's no off-books liabilities, then it sounds like.
No, not do I know of.
Okay. Very good. Let's see. Okay, so we talked about Kenny. You said
Yes.
there's paper in place. And then Sarah, I think somewhere in here I saw like $150,000 loan to Sarah.
Yes. And she has been paying, I think now the balance is about 130 something.
Oh, excellent. Good.
We didn't
Yeah.
see that in the books though. I think the last return that we didn't see that.
Really?
Yeah, we saw
we
Sam's
saw
and we saw
No,
one that
but
was like
Denise-
1-2, and then we saw the 500 from Kenny.
Denise
Yeah,
did
Edwin,
ask me to give her the balance of how much Sarah paid principal and interest. Well, I have it with me anyway. Yeah.
I think, Edwin, the last thing we saw was dated 2021.
Oh, but I
No,
did
no.
send you.
That's we looked at 2024, the one that
Yeah,
you
I sent
pulled
you
up,
the
Cal.
text from Tony Wong.
Yeah, it was the most
2024.
recent one I pulled up. That's what I thought.
If you have it, Edwin, if you want to share a screen, I can jump off my screen share and you can share.
I'm also
I mean,
on my
obviously-
iPad, unfortunately. Sorry.
Okay.
I'll look when I get
fine.
back. I mean, to my house.
Yeah, no
house.
worries, no worries. But I know we have the 2024 documents that I have all uploaded on the drive. Like there's a Mee Yin files and there's a Starfish file. So everyone should have every updated file in there accessible for all of us at all times. So
hey, Sam,
everything that's updated is in there.
Sam, I think it would be helpful if we got, or Uncle Stephen, if you got with Denise and say, hey, can you send us the financial statements, income statement, and balance sheet for 12/31/24?
Well, if he can make the introduction, Cal, we should just talk there directly. It's easier
Okay.
rather than have Uncle Stephen like filter all the messages.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm taking notes the next step. So after this call, number one would be, hey, can Uncle Stephen introduce Calvin and Edwin to Denise? That's our first takeaway. First takeaway, yeah, for the call so far.
Yeah, and also I could tell Denise that whatever time you spend, charge me in. I think in that case you should be more willing to talk.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
All right. But you said there is documentation for Sarah and Sam, so no
Yeah.
problem there.
paper from the county for Sam and for her. Yeah. So get a list of things I need to do. Then I'll talk to Denise. And then also what do we need to bring to San Francisco so we could have a meeting together,
Yeah. I don't think you need to physically bring anything. I think Sam is just gonna start scanning stuff.
Mhm.
And then just, when we go to San Francisco, just have an agenda we can talk about,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everything, hopefully, by that time should be digitized. If we just need potentially a laptop with internet access, or I just need a laptop with the files, we can show everyone. So we don't need to have physical things. Everything will be digitized by 3 months from now. So I think we'll be in better shape.
Yeah.
Mm.
So,
Okay.
so just a little bit of clarification. So I looked through some of the old Mee Yin stuff, and there was language about if it was to sell, the remaining partners can basically contribute or buy in to keep their original ownership stake in the company. Is that still the case? Basically, it's a right of first refusal from whoever's, kind of.
I don't know. The owner, the shareholders actually is set by Dada. before he passed away in his own writing. So whatever it is based on his own handwriting.
Okay.
So
Right.
it's
But
really hard to determine who owns how much. Yeah.
yeah. Because when I look back into the documents, there was like a bunch of the legal side of it, right? It's like
Mhm.
you know, how much it was, who was in it. I think it was like Dada, Yu Sok Gong, Sam Sok Gong, Sam Sok Paul, you know, my dad, Hong Kong Papa. I think there's like a bunch of people in there, and then like and then it had something about no more than 5 people and something else, and it was a little bit confusing. So I was just wondering how much of that history do you know?
Not a lot. As far as I know, the whole thing is Dada's. And then what happened was that at some point in time, Sam Sokong chipped in some money for his Vietnam project. So that's why he said, "Oh, I'll give this to you." But in actual fact, they didn't really contribute the whole thing to Mee Yin. And Mee Yin actually, when Dada went to San Francisco and Santa Monica, he put down payment, and then the loan, whatever, will just pay for it. So this is how I understand it. He got a loan from the bank for San Francisco and Santa Monica to pay everything off.
Okay. So the rent from Santa Monica paid off
Really
basically
much,
Santa Monica.
no one knows exactly how much put in, how much. Nobody knows.
I see. So we don't even know the cost basis?
No, we do not. We really don't. I don't even know how much. Maybe I get a bank loan initially, how much startup pay, down payment for Santa Monica and San Francisco, and then the rest is just monthly payment, pay off from the rent, and
Okay.
that's about it. Yeah.
But at this point, it's mostly written off already, right? It's been almost 30 years.
Possibly, except for the land in Lincoln Heights that I was able to find the original selling price. So we based on that. So that's how we pay a lot of tax. The whole thing was sold for 18.5 million, and I find out we actually pay more than $10 million in tax to California and federal. More than like 60% paid to the government. Also, 18.5 million.
Maybe Denise will have more info. They've been doing it for 30 years.
Mm. And there was the land, so there was no depreciation anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. So you just basically funded the government $10 million.
Yeah. At that time, some Sukong family didn't want to do 1031 exchange. So that's it, you know.
Okay. All right. Let me see. Okay. I think, I mean, this has been very, very good. I think the next steps is just get an introduction to Denise, and then we can kind of talk about some of the nitty gritty stuff. I'm not super concerned about the voting stuff, only because I don't think a lot of people know a lot of information.
Right.
And we just have to find a point to start. And as long as everybody is still friends and family and amicable, then no lawsuits or whatever. I think it's okay. We can all agree to some point. And you know, and I think Sam and we talked about. I think Sam, you talked to Auntie Eileen, that Samsugong's side of the family was interested in doing something, in cashing out.
Yeah, Dad, can you speak a little bit more? You spoke to her in Hong Kong, and then she wanted Jamie and Jonathan involved. I had email conversations with her, but not live. What's because she's representing Samsung's side of the family.
Yeah. So I talked to Auntie Eileen, and she's open, and I suggest, why don't we get Jamie and the husband, whatever, to involve, because they have 32% split share. And they said yes. So maybe we could have a meeting in the Bay Area. And also, Auntie Cecilia is going there too. And they share go to the 4 daughters. So actually, we could have a meeting there, you know, a Mee Yin meeting. And see what's our future, what are we going to do? Yeah, who is going to be the new president? You know, I'll be retiring soon. Yeah.
Sam,
So
you
I
want to
think-
say-
good. Huh?
I think before that, I think if we can, make some headway before that meeting, so the folks who are going to be there, like, hey, this is the list of agenda things we're going to talk about on those 5 parties. So I think before that, we'll have to make some headway. This is what we're doing, because I don't think right now we still haven't sent an email out to the entire group that we're doing this. People are hearing we're doing it. Like Amy's hearing, we're doing it. Like Auntie Eileen's hearing, we're doing it. So I think we do need to send a formalized email that I think on behalf of, we can craft a statement, but I think you should send it to the entire Mee Yin group to say that, oh, Calvin, Edwin, Sam, and I were working on this together to try to get some clarity on what we have and also on what we want to do. So I think after this meeting, I think we should aim to send out a statement so everyone knows that, hey, we can have a discussion with some of the members in July during Josh's wedding. So I think that could be a next step, because I think right now people are hearing something's being worked on, but we don't know what's the update. I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
Okay,
Right.
that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's great. And I think that we need to pick a date, like, so we can say like 12/31/24, say that's the date that we're gonna focus on, zero in on, so that, stuff prior or stuff forward, like we don't want to think about it too much at this point, but just focus on that and then get that like a starting point, some starting point, then going forward it'll be a lot easier.
Okay. So why don't you guys set something up so for me to send to all the Mee Yin shareholders, and what are we going to do? Stuff like that.
Okay, so what I hear is, number one, introduce Edwin and Cal with Denise, Dad, and then obviously we can send an email. This is what we want, and then you can send it to CC Calvin and Edwin. Number two, we're going to talk about a starting point when we disagree, when we 12/31/2024, and then another one is to send a statement to all the members of Mee Yin to say, hey, we'll create a statement on behalf of Calvin and Edwin. Dad, you send it to all of us saying this is what we want to do. This is our headway. We're whatever percentage of the point there. We have to gather more information, et cetera, and then we send that out so they know, hey, in July there's an opportunity for a few of the members to chat about it live, to discuss whatever we're going to discuss. So are you guys good with those 3? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Cal and Ed, are you guys good with those? Are you guys good with those 3 bullet points of next steps for this project?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm good with
Okay.
it.
Okay. And then
Honestly,
yeah, go ahead.
A lot of quick follow-ups. Honestly, as Cal said, thanks for taking care of the family stuff. Just curious, do you know if Siu Shigugu, the pulse on Hong Kong assets, is she ready to let it go, or what? Do you have any insight on? They're happy with what it is.
Okay.
They want to keep going the way it
Yes,
is, or
Google was trying to say, when there's a good price coming out, she will sell the Hong Kong property, and she could do it just like that. She doesn't need any consent. And I did say, okay, since the Laos don't want to move back to Hong Kong, and we're all getting older, so if she sells, you just distribute the money. That's what it is.
This
Yeah.
is the Clayton
Estate.
okay.
Yeah. So currently, this sheet that I have up that you can't see, there's an Excel file with everything. One called Mee Yin Corp, another one Starfish, another one Caton. Caton's now the one on the screen that you can't see since you're not on video, but it'll be recorded. That what we're looking at.
Okay.
Yeah. So right now it shares the breakdown of this Excel file, what Caton is allegedly worth based on whatever time, and all the owners of this particular of the Caton entity.
So
Yeah.
the shareholders of Caton is different. The shareholder of Mee Yin is different.
Correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
Is mostly outside Dada. Mee Yin was 33%. Samsung Gong. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Hey,
Yeah. The percentages are different. Correct.
Stephen, I'm sorry, not Stephen. Sam, I think this file is not updated because it still has Nene on there.
That's
Yeah.
why we have to talk about Uncle Daniel passed away, Nene passed away.
Yeah.
So somehow we have to talk about that too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So these weren't touched, Cal, since we got them. So yeah, but obviously needs to be updated. Yeah.
I see. Okay. All right. Yeah.
So,
Uncle
yeah.
Steven, do you know what assets are in the Hong Kong company?
Okay, mostly real estate and some stocks. Yeah.
Mostly real estate and stocks. Okay. So
Yeah.
is this the one that that has that bookkeeper that does it, the Hong Kong one, the lady?
I think Auntie Yolanda will know more than the secretary. Auntie Yolanda is very hands-on everything.
Oh, okay. All right. Does anybody know she's gonna go to Josh's wedding in California?
I'm
Doubt it.
She was about it, but she said she wanted to go somewhere else other than San Francisco, so she will come. Actually, it would be good. Maybe we should invite her to come. Yeah, I'll ask her to come.
Yeah, I think this is a good time when you're going to Hong Kong after Hawaii. You could talk to her and say, hey, this is an opportunity for a lot of us to chat. So while you can piggyback, like come to Josh's wedding and then go somewhere else, and then there's an opportunity for all of us all over the world to meet live. So I think this is a good selling point to get some headway. I think it would be a good thing for you to ask of her.
Yeah. Actually, I could just WhatsApp her. I think she will come. Just tell her what's going on.
Yeah, tell her to come. Tell her to come. Tell her to come.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Anything
Thank
else?
you, Uncle Stephen, for your time. No,
Okay.
I think that's it, right?
I'll send out the thanks Cal, Ed, and Dad for meeting. I have a video recording I can share. I'll send the 3 outstanding next steps, and then Cal, Ed, and I will create an email, and then if you're good with it, we'll send that to the entire shareholder list, and we'll move on from there.
Okay.
Sound good? Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay.
You guys enjoy your
Bye,
trip.
guys.
Have a safe trip.
Yeah. have a
We'll
great
do.
trip.
I can send emails for my trip, so I'll make sure this is done in the next week or two. So thank you.
All
All right. Thanks.
Bye, guys.
Thank you,
Okay.
Uncle Stephen.
Bye, guys.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.